98FM. The sound of the city.
98FM's Dublin Talks. Weekdays from 10 a.m.
With Adrian Kennedy.
Things are really starting to heat up in the abortion referendum debate. And at this stage, most of you will have seen the pro-life and pro-choice posters placed on lampposts all over the city. In some parts of the city, every lamppost is covered with them. Some of them, on the pro-life side, are quite graphic. And this topic is not a topic about abortion per se. It's not about what way you're going to vote. I don't care. And it's not even about whether or not you agree with the posters. It's about, as a parent, how do you deal with the subject of abortion when your child asks you, "What are those posters all about, Daddy?" Well, a Dublin father's Facebook post that was posted this morning and shared across social media has started a debate about what age should a child be told about abortion issues. Here's what Dennis wrote, okay? Have a listen. This is not a post about how people should vote in the upcoming referendum. It's very hard when you have your 6-year-old daughter in the car to explain some of the posters that we are passing every morning. I pick my daughter up from school every day and we drive home. Along the Howth Road, there are lots of graphic posters, and she has noticed them in the last few days and has been asking, "Daddy, will you tell me what these pictures and posters are about?" I don't know what to say. So far, I've just said it's about mammies with babies in their tummies. What more can I say? It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because the posters are everywhere. This isn't a debate about what way you're voting in the referendum. And for the purposes of this conversation, I really don't care. But what I want to talk about is, how do you deal with children and answering their questions? Because children are inquisitive. This guy's daughter has seen the posters on lampposts and said, "Daddy, will you tell me what these pictures and posters are about?" And the best answer he's been able to give her so far, she's 6, was, "It's about mammies with babies in their tummies." Now, I should imagine it's only a matter of time before she asks more questions like, "Daddy, why are there posters of mammies with babies in their tummies?" If she's an inquisitive 6-year-old, it's the next question, isn't it? Anyway, the debate we want to have is, how do you, or do you at all, explain to your children what this is all about? Especially when they start asking questions. Liz, you're on Dublin's 98FM. How are you, Liz?
Hiya.
Now, Liz, what's your view on this?
I think that if you're willing to show those pictures to a 7-year-old child, you're not fit to be a parent.
Right, but some people...
All I hear from the No campaign is, protect the innocent, protect the innocent. For sure, what are you doing putting them photos up, like? And to make it worse, they're not even photos of what we're voting on. They're photos of second trimester abortions, which we won't be voting on. It'll only be first trimester. So they don't actually even have anything to do with the referendum. These people are just putting those up there for shock value. And the only people who are actually getting hurt from it, because if you're a yes vote or a no vote, your mind is, you know your own mind. Those photos aren't going to do anything.
No, I happen to agree with you on that. I don't believe... I believe at this moment a huge percentage of people have already made their minds up in what way they're going to vote, and seeing a poster on a lamppost, no matter what side it's for, is not going to change your mind one way or the other.
It's not going to matter. Like, so the only people being affected are these young children. Like, if you put up pictures of a woman's hysterectomy or a man's sex change all over Dublin City, there would be blue murder from both sides. Why are they up there? There's no need for them to be there. But what, suddenly now it's okay to put them up because you want to change somebody's mind? Like, that's not a reason to have 7-year-olds looking at those pictures because you don't think something is right, because it's just for their own agenda they're putting up. So they're taking away the innocence of these small children, because you're going to have to eventually tell them what they are at some point. You can't keep fobbing them off. Like, you can't keep saying, "Oh, it's babies in women's bellies," and that's not going to wash.
No, and like I said, it's only a matter of time, because exactly. we spoke to this guy earlier on, and his daughter is asking more and more questions. She's only 6. The best answer he's been able to give her so far is, it's about mammies with babies in their tummies, and he knows in his heart and soul she's going to ask more questions. Why are there pictures of mammies with babies in their tummies? What is this all about? Why are they everywhere?
There you have a 6-year-old child now who's innocent in the next couple of months, because she's not going to give it a rest. If she's not like my kids, she'll stay asking. that's her innocence gone. And for what? She can't vote. She's only 6. So why has her innocence been taken away? Oh, yeah, that's fine to protect the unborn children, but what about the kids that are already here?
Okay, now I know some of the campaigns that have put up these posters will argue that we need to shock people into the reality of this. We need to highlight the really horrible side of abortion. People need to know the reality of it. Now, have they not got a point?
No, they don't, because anybody who sees those photos that is really genuinely hurt by them are people who can't vote anyway, like children. Children cannot vote. Them seeing these pictures has no effect on the campaign whatsoever, other than the fact that these parents are now going to have to go home and explain this to their children. And to make it worse, these photos aren't real. These are second trimester abortions. They have nothing to do with our referendum. Our referendum will be from 12 weeks and less. They don't have anything to do.
Our referendum is to remove the 8th Amendment, or to repeal the 8th Amendment, and then the government will bring in legislation on abortion. So we're not actually voting for abortion per se. We're voting to remove the constitutional protection of the 8th Amendment. But
exactly.
okay, stay there for 1 second, Liz. I'd love to hear from you on this on 6797 981. You can text or WhatsApp the programme on 0877 98 98 98. And the question we're asking is, what's the most appropriate or best way to explain what these posters are all about? Libby, you have had to do exactly that.
Yeah, I did with my 11-year-old last week. Actually, funny enough, last week she like that again. It's the 1 in 5 poster that she saw, and she was like, "What's it all about?" And I'm like, "What do you say?"
This is the poster. In fact, we posted one of these on our Facebook page the other day, because it was posted in I don't know if it was deliberate or if it was accidental. It was posted above a sign pointing to Dublin Port.
Oh yeah, well that's it. It was that one. And she goes, "What's it all about?" But she's 11 now. She knows a little bit about kind of babies and stuff. So I just.
And this is the poster that says, in England, 1 in 5 babies are aborted. And as I said, the one we posted up on Facebook the other day, underneath it is a Dublin City Council sign pointing towards Dublin Port. It was kind of, I don't know if it was deliberately placed or just badly placed.
I'd say it was just done by accident. But no, so I just said to her, I said, "Look," I said, "sometimes in this country," I said, "sometimes, babe," I didn't want to go into the whole thing, and I said, "the babies are born very, very sick." And I said, "At the moment, there is an issue out there that people can't if they want to do something about not having this baby, because it's going to be very, very sick." I said, "At the moment we have to go over to the UK so that they don't have it." And I said, "It's very, very sad." And I just said that the vote in May is about removing that so that people will be able to do it here safely and better than they can at the moment. And
okay, so but the point being,
I didn't really get into it with her because she's only 11, you know.
Okay, so you can imagine how difficult it is with a 6-year-old.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I have no idea how you go around with a 6-year-old. I mean, I have an 8-year-old, but he's a boy. Now he's a little bit less oblivious, but I certainly wouldn't be explaining even that much to him. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very difficult.
So,
I was a bit horrified. You know, I was a bit horrified that these kids, that they're so graphic, and I'm like, because I like Liz said there, that the adults have already made up their minds, whatever way they're going for. Like, I'm just pro-choice. That's all I am. I'm just for choice, that women should have a choice. And
and again, for the purposes of this debate today, I don't even care what way you'll vote or whatever.
But I don't have. But
you don't want to be forced into a situation where you have to explain it. Well, do me a favour, stay on the line there for 1 second. Kevin, you think you should just barefaced lie to your child?
Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Kev. How are you?
Unfortunately, so look, the victims in this. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not talking about the abortion. It's a shame they did what they did. It's one thing having a placard with words on it, so a child won't say it, but that's just shameful, I'm afraid. So, right. So that's that. I'm not dealing with that. Look, she's 6, right? So you're going to have 10 years of age between, say, 4 to 8, right? That lady who told her son at 11 what it is, that's fine. He's at that age where he's going to find out about the birth of the babies. But you cannot explain what that poor child is seeing without explaining the birth of the babies. Like, how does the baby get into mummy's tummy? You can't explain. I imagine
if this child has a younger sibling, she'll know the babies come from mammy's tummies.
Yeah, but no. But why are they Right, yeah, I get you. But, you know, it's no, lie, just lie. Barefaced lie. She'll forgive you. She'll forgive him and she'll love him just as much. It's for her own interest and her own innocence that he just lies. Distraction. She asked a question, what, do you want to go to McDonald's? Distraction.
I know that, but and that's all fine. But he said on his journey home along the Howth Road, there are lots of these posters. It's not like there's one or two that she's spotting. They're all over the bloody place.
Right.
Well,
if she doesn't see it, she can't ask a question. So find an alternative route.
Put a blindfold on her when she gets into the car.
No, find an alternative route. There's plenty of them around that coast road. Right?
Sorry, Kevin, I don't know if you're aware, there are posters absolutely everywhere now.
I am unaware. I've only found about it this morning.
You can barely avoid them now.
All right, I wasn't aware of it at all until I saw your
I mean, the referendum is only 5 weeks away, so the posters are literally up on nearly every lamppost, and will get worse. There will be more of them as the weeks go on.
Right. All I'm saying, for the father's interest, for the child's interest, the father, the best thing I can suggest is that he lies.
And
right.
Liz, Libby, what do you think of that advice? Just lie. Don't tell the truth at all to a 6-year-old.
But the thing is, I mean, lie how though? I mean, how do you turn around? I mean, what I think he should say is, look, this is something that's very complicated for you, and when you're older, I'll explain it to you. But right now, all you need to know is that it's about babies in mummies' tummies, and maybe that might be a way to.
That's a good point.
That might be a way to. Therefore, you're not saying you won't. Because I was asked a lot of questions of kids, and I said, I'm not explaining to you now. I will explain it to you. Remind me again, and I'll explain to you later. And to be fair, in most cases, I have done if I remembered or she has remembered, and I'd say to her, not now, but I will tell you again when you're older. And that's kind of how I've kind of got around some of the awkward stuff when they were only very little and questions were being asked. And maybe that might be a way to approach it.
So, Kevin says lie. Libby, you believe you have to say something more than just a blatant lie?
You have to say something. You can't lie about what, though? I mean, what would you be lying about?
No. You know, yeah, don't get me wrong. I didn't. I didn't think. No, if I thought it, I would have said that. No, that's even a better point than what I was saying. I'm just thinking, like, just do what you have to do so you don't inform her any more than what you said. That's what I meant. But that's a very good idea. That's
what I would be. Yeah, that's where I'd be coming from. I'm saying, right, look, I can't explain to you now. You're too little and you won't understand. But when you're older, and I will explain it to you, or you will understand it better. Or I was only my daughter's age when in the 1983 abortion referendum, and I still remember that, and it was horrendous, and it was absolutely awful. And I was 11 for that, and it was so bitter and so everything. So I don't want her to have. And thankfully this time it's not actually as bad as that. But I don't want her to have kind of those memories. So she understands some of it. But I mean, there's some things that she's asked me. And even now, she's curious about stuff, and she's been told a bit in school, and she's asking questions. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to answer that today. I said I will answer it, but I'm not. I will do it when you're a little bit older. And she seems happy enough with that.
Okay, stay there, both of you. Kevin and Libby, stay there for 1 second. 6797 981 is our telephone number. You can text or WhatsApp the programme on 0877 98 98 98. I've just been sent in a photograph of a child who I'm told is 7. And in this child's hand, she has a pro-life poster. And it says, I'm pro-life because there's always a better answer than abortion. This child is 7. This child is Gavin's daughter. And Gavin, you believe in telling the truth about in this debate. And if kids ask questions, tell them out straight.
Absolutely, Adrian.
So
why would you lie to your child when this referendum is to do with kids?
But they can't vote, can they?
It doesn't matter, but that's what the referendum's about.
So you sent me hang on. You sent me in a photograph of your 7-year-old daughter with a pro-life banner in her hand. Yes. Your daughter won't be able to vote for another 11 years.
Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. You're right on that. However, the child that's in a baby in a woman's womb can't vote to live. She can't vote that a baby, an unborn child, can't say, I want to live. I want to be alive. It's up to people to guide and say. You see, the pro-choice seem to be all about, we want to have our say, but fuck you and your say.
Mind the language, please.
Sorry about the language, Aidan. But I'm strongly feel on this, right? If you want to be pro-choice, go ahead and be pro-choice, but don't be trying to ram your view down my throat. I'll teach my kids the truth.
Sorry, Gavin, both sides have been accused of exactly that, of ramming their opinion down everyone's throat.
Both sides now, the pro-choice now, come on, I've had more TV time. No, I'm not saying more radio time. In fact, I have to give you a lot of credit. You've gave both sides their honest view.
And we'll continue to do between now and referendum day. But anyway, go on.
Yes, yeah. But mostly with RTE News and all, I have to teach my kids.
Okay, tell me. Hang on, Gavin. We were talking about this man, this father, who doesn't know what to be saying to his daughter, who's 6, who's asking, Daddy, will you tell me what these pictures and posters are about? A 6-year-old. What did you tell your 7-year-old?
I told my 7-year-old the pictures on the day of the march were a bit more graphic than the pictures you're seeing on the streets. Do you know that way? On the day of the march, they had seriously big graphic pictures. Now that was hard to explain, right? But the ones that you see on the poles and managers is a mother with a child in the womb, right? And you see a lot of them, and you have to explain, that's mommy, that's baby, right? And I told my child that this is a talk about abortion, which means that you kill a baby. There's no other way of putting it. You can't call it. You can't
say you've told your daughter, who, like I said, you say
killing a baby. Yes, murder. Yes, of course I did.
Okay, well, and because this is a question I've asked about both sides in this debate. Why had you got a 7-year-old child at a rally carrying a banner like the one that you sent me a photograph of?
Because I want her to grow up and stand up for what she believes in. If she turns around at 18 years
old... How at 7 does she know what she believes in?
I'm trying to teach her what I believe is right. So there you go, you just said it. You just said it there, you made your point there exactly. So I shouldn't bring my child in to appease the other voters. To appease the people
by the way, this is a criticism. Sorry, Gavin. This is a criticism I have levelled at both sides in this debate, at the pro-choice rallies and the pro-life rallies, about involving children in them. I've said it on both sides.
I bring my child in, Adrian, for one reason and one reason only. I wouldn't bring her into a water charge protest, because that has nothing to do with kids. This is a child. This is about unborn kids, this referendum. Kids can't vote on any of their rights. Kids aren't allowed to vote on their rights. Ireland's a Mickey Mouse country for that. You want to know why I'm upset? We have a children's minister that's pro-choice and comes out and says she's pro-choice.
Okay, again, Gavin. No, hang on for 1 second. Hang on.
That's why I told her. I'm teaching her what I think is right.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But I'm
allowed to do that. She's my daughter. I don't need someone's permission to do that.
Okay, no, you don't need permission, obviously. But the question, the debate we're having today is, what do you tell your children? In your case,
you don't lie.
You don't lie. So
we lie
this
about
guy,
Santa Claus, and we lie about the Easter Bunny, but we don't lie about something really, really important.
Okay, so this guy whose daughter said to him only yesterday, Daddy, will you tell me what these pictures and posters are about? He should say what?
You should turn around and tell her, look, it depends. If it's the picture that was at it's not the rally pictures, so it's the pictures that you're seeing on the street. It's mum and child. It's about abortion. It's about if you want to...
Daddy, what's abortion?
Young.
What's abortion?
Murder.
So that's how you should answer.
Absolutely. What else is it? Like you see, that's the problem, Adrian. In this day and age now, they call an unborn baby a fetus. They come up with all sorts of
that's not a new thing now, in fairness. That's not a new thing. But anyway,
it's sorry, okay,
hang on. This father, so far, he says, I've just said it's about mammies with babies in their tummies.
Yeah, but he's allowed to say that. I'm not saying he's not. He didn't lie to the child. That's what it is about. He didn't lie to his child. But
in your case, you told your 7-year-old daughter that abortion is about murdering babies.
Yes,
in your opinion.
It is. Yeah, it is in my opinion.
Okay, Keelan, you're on 98 FM.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks, Keelan. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to say, as for not lying to your child, the posters that you have put up are lies. In England, 1 in 5 babies are aborted. Lies. In England, 16.25.
Sorry, again, Keelan, I don't want to get in, and I've already said this to Gavin, and I'm saying it to you as well. I don't want to get into an abortion debate here. That's not what we're about here. What we're doing here is debating that these posters are being seen by children, no matter what side of the debate you're on, and no matter whether you think the posters are telling lies or not, okay? So, the posters are there. We just have to deal with that.
But they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there.
But they are.
But,
And from what I understand, they don't break.
On the street holding a poster of a photoshopped, because they are photoshopped, of a dead fetus, and you think that that's the right thing to do?
I'm not arguing one way or the other, but what I'm saying is that those posters are there. To the best of my knowledge, they don't break any taste and decency guidelines, and that's why they've been allowed to remain on the lamppost.
They don't break any taste and decency guidelines. Have you seen those posters?
I have seen. Well, it depends which ones you're talking about. If you're talking about the ones on the lampposts, yes. If you're talking about the big, huge railing high posters, I have seen them, but not very often. So, but I'm
talking about the ones that they have all over town, and the ones that they're going around handing people.
Yes, I have seen them. Yes, I have.
Going onto people's property and handing them.
Okay, again, I want to come back to I want to focus this conversation, Keelan, on what do you tell children who ask questions about whatever posters they happen to see?
My daughter is 9, and she turned around to me yesterday and said that a little girl in her class told the class that 1 in 5 babies are going to be killed. That's what this little girl told. Obviously, this is what her mommy and daddy told her. Mm-hmm. I told my daughter that was totally incorrect. And
how old is your daughter?
9.
9, okay. 9. So one of the children in your child's class was reacting to one of the pro-life posters, which says that...
her mother and father had told her. She said that 1 in 5 babies were going to be killed. And she said it in front of the whole class. And the teacher said, we don't talk about that in school. You'll have to ask your mommy and daddies about that. So my daughter came and asked me.
Did you feel that you had to answer questions that you'd rather not answer?
I did answer the question because I will be voting yes for my daughter. I will be doing that for my daughter's sake, because God forbid anything happened to my daughter, I will always choose my daughter. And I wonder if Gavin, is that his name, if his daughter ever goes to him and says, Daddy, I've been raped, will he say, well, you have to keep that baby because you'll be a murderer if you don't? That's what I wonder.
Well, Gavin.
That no baby.
Adrian, can you hear me?
I can.
I was on your show only a couple of weeks ago about the same topic, and if you can fully remember, I said under incest, rape and fatal fetal abnormality, I support abortion. It's the 12-week unrestricted access that I had a problem with. I told you that when we were talking about the church. Now, there's one thing I want to ask that woman, seeing she's being so smart about what I teach my kids. Simple one here. On the news lately, there's had been a chemical attack on children over in Syria, right?
Yep.
If your kid comes into the sitting room and says, Mommy, what happened to them kids? Are you going to say, they're just not well? No, you're going to say some other country tried to kill them. The country tried to kill them, they tried to gas them. You're going to lie to your child and say, no, they're just sick, they're just coughing. Listen, if you want to lie to your child, you go ahead and lie to your child.
I'm not lying to my child.
You just turned around and said 1 in 5 kids aren't aborted in England. That's a complete lie. That's the biggest waffle I've ever heard in my life.
5 children aren't aborted in England.
And I suggest you go and check your facts. I suggest, how many? Hold on a minute. How many?
Okay, hang on, one at a time. Hang on, Gavin. Relax there.
I'll ask a question. Sorry. How many kids that have Down syndrome are aborted in England? Answer that. How much %? Well, then don't be on the radio being smart.
Gavin, can I just say, we are again, hang on, we're again getting off the point. If you're not prepared, both of you, you are getting off the point. You're getting off the point of what do we tell our children?
I tell my child the truth. That's the point. I don't lie to my child. Ask her what did she tell her kid when the chemical attack happened. Ask her what she told her kid then. Nothing.
My child never asked me about a chemical attack.
So she didn't see it on the news at home? Yeah, will you go on? We'll pull another one, will you? It's all over every news station, every bleeding paper. Don't tell me a 9-year-old didn't hear nothing about that. You're a waffler. See, this is what I mean.
Come on. I'm a waffler because my child never asked me about a chemical attack.
I'm saying that. You're saying that kid didn't see it.
Yeah, Gav, take a deep breath for a second, please, and relax. Dave, you're on 98 FM. How are you, Dave?
All right, Adrian. You see, what you have going on right now is my problem with both sides of this argument.
Yes.
We have grown-ass adults, and they can't have a proper conversation without going off at each other.
I agree with you 100%. And I have to say, it's something that we debated on this show a couple of weeks ago, which is about being able to have this debate without screaming at each other. And that is what is happening.
Yeah, and I'll admit, the pro-life crowd did get a raw deal wanting to have talks and stuff like that and it being shut down. That shouldn't happen. It should be, if everybody wants airtime and TV time, it should be split 50-50. Give everybody a chance to get their views out. But I'll be honest with you, I'm getting sick and tired of the pro-life and pro-choice people. You need to grow up and act like feckin' adults. And having children and repeal the 8 marches and having children holding pictures of aborted babies.
No, I haven't said. No, I didn't say. In this particular case, Gavin's daughter is holding.
That's disgraceful.
Hang on. It's not a photograph of an aborted fetus. Okay, it is a photograph. It's a love heart, and it's about.
It doesn't matter. You're just using children there as weapons. Children should be left out of this argument. They're children.
Okay,
Gavin, for as long as they want to be.
Gavin, and I want to focus this back on the conversation again. Let children be children. They shouldn't be involved. This conversation is not for them.
Adrian, first of all, I don't know what he's on about. I can bring my child to any march I want. This is a democracy. I don't need someone's permission for that. And he shouldn't be having a view on that. It's none of his business if I bring my daughter to this march. Right? I tell my kids the truth. I don't lie. The only things I might lie to them on is Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny until they're old enough to realise it. But when it comes to life and death and serious issues, I'm not going to lie to me kids. I'm not going to lie for shit like that.
Okay, sorry, Dave.
If he doesn't want to bring his kids to things, he's entitled to do that.
Okay, Dave,
you got to the point where
Gavin, will you stop shouting, please,
yeah,
if you don't mind?
You're giving me
a thumping headache.
Calm down there, Gavin. Chill out for a second, right? Have a talk like a big boy without getting so pissed off.
Okay, Dave. Okay, Dave. The banner, it's a love heart that his 7-year-old daughter is holding, and inside the love heart it says, "I'm pro-life because there's always a better answer than abortion."
That's fair.
Now, similarly, I've seen photographs of kids
Similarly, a child a sign like that is fair enough, right?
Right.
But I've seen pictures of people. Here, Gavin, calm down there for a second. Take a breather, right? Relax. Right? But I've seen pictures of people at pro-life marches with children holding signs with aborted fetuses.
No,
okay?
I have to be honest, I haven't seen that.
No, but look, I understand people feel strongly about this, right? That kind of shit should not be on the street. If you want to inform people about it, rent out a private space somewhere and people can go in off the street and see it, okay? Because all you're doing is stoking the fires and stopping people from having an actual genuine conversation.
Okay, Dave, what is your opinion?
Adrian, can I ask him an honest question there? If he can give me an answer on that. Now, you're after saying that, right? And you're saying book a private venue. Here's one for you, and I want to ask your opinion on this, right? At the pro-choice march, there was a girl with her breast shown with a Grim Reaper hood up on her saying abortion on demand. Is that okay to get one of them? That is
ridiculous. In my opinion, that is utterly ridiculous. And she's doing that.
But it's also equally. Dave, it's also equally ridiculous, in your opinion, to have children carrying posters of aborted fetuses.
I didn't have kids.
Can we not just act like adults? As far as we think, as we've come as a civilized society, as soon as some really contentious subject comes up, people turn on each other. Can we not just have actual proper debates without? I understand people feel strongly about this. I really, really do. I'll be honest, I'm still kind of on the fence about it, but I'm getting equally pissed off with both sides.
Okay, Dave, let me ask you a question then. In terms of children and children asking questions, like this man who contacted us, Dennis, who put up on Facebook, he stresses at the start of his post, this is not a post about how people should vote. But he's being asked questions by his 6-year-old. Daddy, will you tell me what these pictures and posters are about? What should he say?
Adrian, what can he say? A 6-year-old child's mind does not have the capacity to understand a complex subject like abortion. I have an 8-year-old son, he still thinks babies come out of belly buttons, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? How do you sit down and tell a child, well, sometimes something goes wrong, or sometimes a woman gets raped, or sometimes there's incest, and a woman has to go for an abortion. Do you know what I mean? And a child's brain will only pick up on the dead baby part. Like, how do you know that that's not going to cause damage or that's going to warp their worldview in some way? Can we just not let children be second children?
You believe that to involve children in the abortion debate in any way, is wrong.
Pro-life or pro-choice is disgusting. Leave children out of it. I understand it's about fetuses or babies or whatever second term you want to use. I understand that completely. But for the love of God, stop using children for emotional blackmail.
Okay, Gavin, what about that? Just leave children out of it.
Adrian, this referendum is about children. That's the point. It's about unborn children.
It's about unborn children, not living children. Let your child be a child for as long as possible, man.
Is an unborn child not a child now?
Huh?
Is an unborn child not a child now?
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be 100% honest with you. I still don't know myself how I feel about all this.
No, I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that question, mate.
Well, I don't know, because to me, up until a certain point.
Lads, we're getting into the minutiae of this debate again. Gavin, I can clearly hear your viewpoint. I've said repeatedly that I'm not getting into a debate about abortion or about whether a fetus is...
Yeah, this is about telling the kids
yes,
things. Yeah,
exactly. So if we can please focus on it again.
There is issues that I won't tell me child. Like, he said the raping it. I didn't tell my daughter that. I told my daughter the reality of it is if a woman has an abortion, a baby is murdered. If she doesn't, the baby's not.
Okay. So your daughter holding that banner, I'm pro-life because there's always a better answer to abortion, does she understand exactly what she's holding?
What? Yeah, because I told her what it was. But I didn't bring in the other, like the incest and rape and because she'd be too young to understand that. And that's why I got upset when he said about graphic images. There was no images on that, Adrian. That's a love heart.
No, it's a love heart. I can see it clearly, yes. I can see the photograph.
In fairness, Adrian, in fairness, right? I'm entitled to bring my child. I live in
but okay, but what about the argument, Gavin?
This is a democracy. I have a right.
I understand. Nobody is.
I don't live in Russia. This isn't a communist.
We're not about to have another. Gavin, will you relax for God's sake?
Yeah, but they're upset me because they're bringing my kid into it. This is not. My kid is. If I want to bring my kid,
sorry, Gavin, it's not just about your child. It's about other children on both pro-choice and pro-life rallies being involved at all. And a lot of people believe...
was given out and she said, I'm going to vote yes for my daughter. So there you go.
All right, let me just... Sorry, Kevin, you're giving me a thumping headache. Liz, final call on this. What do you want to say?
Hi, Aidan. I agree with Dave. I don't think the debate is a place for children. And as for Gavin saying he's getting upset because the others are attacking him over his child, he brought his child into it, in fairness, by sending you a photograph of that child holding the poster. Which I don't think she should have anyway, because in fairness, at 7 years of age, does she really understand what pro-life is? You know what I mean? You'd have to get into it with her and explain what pro-life is. And I understand that he feels that abortion is murder, but going on roaring about how I tell my child the truth, that's the truth in his opinion. So his daughter isn't actually giving her opinion because she doesn't have one. She's holding a poster that represents her father's opinion. And that's fine, but don't be given out because people are attacking you about bringing a child to these things when he's the one who brought his child into the debate.
All right, Liz, I'm afraid I'm way out of time. Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Gavin. Thank you, all of you, for your calls. As I thought, no free speech allowed, Kennedy. What are you on about? Have we not had an incredibly balanced debate on this issue? As I thought, no free speech allowed, Kennedy. Did you ring in the show? Sorry, lads, did that person actually try to ring in? No. If you actually want to get involved in the debate on this programme, you just pick up the phone and you call 6797 981. And it wasn't a debate about abortion, it was a debate about what you tell your children when children ask questions, as they inquisitively do when they see posters all over Dublin. That's what the debate was about. So... you must be listening to somewhere else. This is 98FM's Dublin Talks.
98FM. The sound of the city.
98FM's Dublin Talks. Weekdays from 10 a.m.
With Adrian